Hi guys, this is Dion with ddmillercreative.com, and today we are going to talk about how to do our family history organization digitally. We are going to take the same ideas that we used for our binder system and put them into a digital format. And on my webpage you can see that I've got the tutorial for the 3-ring binders here. And we've had some questions about if we could use this same idea digitally, and the answer is yes. The first thing that you're going to want to do is you are going to want to choose a cloud-based storage service. Many of them are free, and they offer more than enough storage and offer different types of storage. We want to choose a cloud-based storage because you want to have access to those records anywhere you go. PCMag has done an excellent article about the top cloud-based storage for 2017. And you can see that they have broken it down to how much free storage each one offers. Some of them offer none, some of them offer quite a bit. Google Drive has 15 gigs, which would be awesome. I actually decided to go with Dropbox. The only reason why I'm using Dropbox is for my family history, so hopefully that'll be enough. If not, we can always change it in the future, and you can transfer the files over. So the first thing that I did is I got on to Dropbox, just signed into Dropbox, and I created four folders: a blue folder, green folder, red folder, and a yellow folder. I also created a family tree chart folder and a templates folder. That's where you can keep your research log and your family tree fan charts from whoever you want. The next thing that I did was in each one of the colored folders, I created 4 subfolders. You're going to want a dark blue, second dark, third dark, and fourth dark, or lightest shade. You can do that blue 1, blue 2, blue 3, however you want to keep that, but you'll need 4. Okay, then we're going to go to treeseek.com, and this is where the original idea for this organization system came from. As you can see, they've got the 4 color coding system that we'll use. You're just gonna hit the log on. They're gonna take you to your family search page, and you'll log on there. And you can choose who you want to have as the main person. They don't offer everybody, but some. And then you'll hit your 9 generation. We do want that color coded chart. And go down and create chart. It takes just a minute for Treeseek to pull in the database information and populate that fan chart. And this is where you could download it and put it into your folder in your cloud-based storage. But for this video, we are actually going to zoom in on these and use the names that have been populated to create our folders. I'll go over to the yellow section, and you can zoom in to see the names. And for those of you who have not seen the other video, the numbering system is pretty simple. This white section is you, your parents, grandparents, and 1 is you, 2, dad, mom, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then when you get into the colored sections, all of them start with 8 and 9. They go 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. And then we go 10, 11. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on and so forth through your whole thing. Each one of the sections, you can see the 4 different colored sections correspond to the folders you just created. And so each one of those folders, you'll create the numbers with the people inside your folder. So when you get your documents, your photos, or whatever, you have a place to store all that information. So we are actually going to go in here. We'll go to the darkest yellow and kind of look at that for a second, which is that section. Okay, and this one starts with number 8, which is the Ertz Frank Henry there. So how I do this is I put the number, last name, first name, date of birth, date of death. And then you just keep going until you have all your people. And this one is already done. I've got all of the people that I have on this chart in there and ready to go. So the second section is blank, so I don't I can't put any names in that section, but the third section I've started on a little bit. We've got Robert Lee, which is 12, 13 is Jenny, 18 and 19. It doesn't go numerical, it goes from the top to the bottom. So let's go ahead and add John Sharp and Keziah Brewer. And let's count these here real quick. Okay, and so that is number 30. And we're going to do last name first, so Sharp and John. Okay, and where we're on a little bit smaller section, it's not giving me the date of birth and date of death. So what you can do is you can click on that and it'll take you to your family tree on Family Search. And then you can find his date of birth and also his wife's date of birth because it's on that. It's on his main information page. So it takes just a second to come up. We'll wait for that. So we can see date of birth, date of death. And on here, oops. So we'll go to third shade and do this again. Okay, so John Sharp, we can go and edit that. You got to click on that little box, otherwise it'll just take you into the folder. So we can put date of birth is 1803 and date of death is 1852. And hit enter here. Okay, and then we can go in and add Keziah, which is his wife. She's our direct line, but you can always add more if they had more wives. So Keziah Brewer, and she would be number 31 on our fan chart. So we're going to add her next. Put last name first, and then first name, and date of birth and date of death. 1810 to 1881. And that's it. So when we have something to put in there, it's really easy to find your person and throw information in there. Okay, and now we're going to go back to the fan chart and just do those next two on the lightest section. Kind of squish in there. If you don't have a date of birth and date of death, then you don't have to add it. You can always add things in later and edit them. That's what's really great about doing things digitally, is you don't have to have everything right away. So we're gonna, oops, we need to add a new folder. So we are going to just, and it's, because it's following the line, it would be 32 for Enoch Godfrey, and I'm doing this backwards, and that's okay. So you're gonna want to put last name first. I'll have to go in and change that later. Okay, and I don't have his date of birth right now, so I'm just going to add his wife really quick, and that's Sara Cook. She's number 33 on our little numbered sheet here. Sara Cook. And then we can click on her and actually go into her, to the Family Seek, or Family Search, not Family Seek. And we can see her date of birth and date of death, and we can edit that really quick. And we can also see on her same one, we could also see her husband's. You have to unclick the first one before you can click on the second one. Okay. So we can rename that one and just go down to where Enoch is right there, 1804 to 1888. Okay, so that's super fast, super easy. It takes just a minute to get all your people in there, get all the folders in there, get them all numbered, and then you can start working on adding information on there. Okay, let's go back to our little fan chart here. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's go back into our little fan chart here. Okay, so the numbering system is the same. So you're going to do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up. And you're going to do that on each section, each color, each section. So that first one's 8, 9, and it makes it really nice. Each section, the lighter section is only the lighter section, and so the number's different there. So you can tell just how fast this goes when you're throwing it is throwing it together. This organization tool is so fantastic. So now if you want to add children for Robert and Jenny, it's really easy to do. You can add, you can go up and add a folder. Let's create one really quick. And so you can put sharp and father and mother and children name on their children, and then create that. And actually what we want to do is probably do like, let's rename that so that it appears right below them. Go to rename. Okay, so we could do a lot of different things with this. We could add a 12.5 and put them in between, or a 13.5, however you want to do that. Let's do a 13.1. That'll work. And you can do that however you want, just so that they're numerically there. You can see that it's Robert Lee and Jenny's children. Okay, so now that we have that, we can go into our family search or to our ancestry and start adding documents to all of these people. We've got their folders ready to go, so let's go into our yellow folder here. I've been working on adding some to James and Cora here. So let's go into her really quick. Okay, so James, I don't have anything on him. Let's go. I've already got Cora pulled up on family search here, and so we can just click over to James really quick and see what records we have on family search for him. When you do put your records into your folders, you're going to want to make sure that they're standalone. And the way that I do mine is first I do the date, and then I do what it is, where it's at, who it is, and then like who's on the document, and then where I found the document. So for James, we got a marriage, and we've also got the census. So let's go in here into our census record. Let's go check this out. It takes just a second to pull it up. Okay, and we can go, you can go into view the original document, or you can actually go into the print, and we're going to go into the print. And this is actually just the record information. So normally it would go to your printer, but you can print this to or save it as a PDF. And this works really great because this is all the information for him. This is James West. It says what it is. The citation, just so you know, the citation information for Ancestry and Family Search is not to genealogical standard. It's just kind of compiled. It doesn't have anything, but you would be able to find the record if you needed to again. So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the date. This one is 1885. And then what it is. So this is a state census, Nebraska state census. And I don't normally put the state on there. I usually just put state census and then location. So let's take that out of there. So then we can go in and put Holt, Nebraska is where this is at. And whatever way you choose to label your files, just keep it consistent. That way you know what's in there. Makes it really easy if you have to send the file to anybody. So then we put who it is. So West, James and Cora, and children. You can add the children in there if you've got it. Where we've got the children listed here, it makes it really easy. We'll just throw that in there really quick. And you can copy this same file or same document and add it to all of them if you'd like. This is just the information for the image. This is not the actual image. We'll go back in and add the image later. And then I put where I've got it. So this one is on Family Search, and it does have the citation information on there, but that's okay. So then we're going to go to view the original document. And we're going to go to print again. You can download it, and I found that it's easier just to print it. It kind of cuts out a step. So it takes just a second for it to pop up here. Okay, so, and I don't want that last little section on that last page, so we're just going to cut that off and just put 1 and 2. If there was something on that last page, we could keep it, but where there's nothing on there, we don't need to save it. So we're going to do the same thing you're going to do, and you can choose how you want to do this. This is what I found works for me. That way they stay chronologically, but you can make sure you go in the right place. And I am doing this actually on my files instead of doing it online. So you can see how easy it is. You've got your Dropbox, you can go into your folder, and then this is where you can add, so when it is first, what it is second, where it is, and then who's on it, and then with children, and this one I don't have all their names, so I'm just going to do that, and then where I found it, so family search. Okay, and we're going to save that. And I'm going to put that it's an image because the other one is just the information. So we're going to save that, and then we can go in, and it takes just a second for that to upload. And we can go in and we can go to Quora, and we're going to copy and save that. And let's see. This is not what I want. So I think I will go back to it's frozen. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get this to work for me. Okay, so we're going to copy this over. It is not going to let us, I don't want to put it just in the yellow folder, so we're going to cancel that here. And let's go to our actual folders in our on our computer. Okay, so we've got our Dropbox here. We got our OneDrive, this PC, so all your files. Okay, and we're going to go into our yellow folder, and this was in the lightest section, and we've got James and Cora here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and copy that file. So we want that Nebraska State Census, Holt, Nebraska, and we're going to copy it, go up one level, and add it to, and paste it in here. So now we've got both of them. We've got the image and we've got the record details. Okay, and then we can go in, this is Cora, so yep, there's that one. And then, so here is another marriage certificate that we could also put in James's, but let's put the document over in hers. So we're going to copy that. This is not the image, it's the document, and we're going to copy that into Cora's and paste it. So if you have a whole bunch of people on one record, you could put that in each individual one. You've got unlimited resources here for storage, especially if you choose the Google with the 15 gigs. It's really easy to copy, to save, to put them in other ones. So now we've got both of them, and let's create their children folder for James and Sydney, or sorry, for James and Cora. So we're going to put last name, which is West, James and Cora children. And that 21.5 is going to keep it right along with them instead of... Okay, and we're going to go into... Let's go into our family search here. Okay, and we've already got the children listed here. We've got Bertha, Cora. So let's go over in here, or we're going to rename this folder. And with this, so we've got, let's see, we've got Bertha West here as the first one. We're going to put last name first and then date of birth. But actually, with the children, it's probably best to add the date of birth first. That way we can keep the children in order. So I'm going to add these couple, and then we'll go back and change them really quick. So so you can add these on the Dropbox online, or whatever one you want online, or you can actually add them in the files. And sometimes working in your file folders a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to add these in here, and then we're going to go back and change them. Okay, let's go date of birth first. That way they will automatically stay in order. We won't need an index. For the 3-ring binder system, we did an index, which was really helpful to see what you have. But in this one, we're going to just rename this really quick and put date of birth first. That way they will be chronologically. We'll have first child first, second child second. And let's see. We've 1877 is Clara. So we'll put West Clara. And then you can add when they get married, this is where you would put, you would start, so in her folder you could start her family. So this is where you would put her husband, her children, and her information. So these folders can, and subfolders can go really deep, and it's fine. And so when you're working on someone, you can search your records for them. I've got Jenny on here, and actually she is our direct line. You do not need to do your direct line because you've already got it somewhere else. So we will just go to the next one, which is Jane, West Jane, and her date of birth is 1883. Okay, so now we've got husband, we've got father, mother, and children. And we've got their four children plus one, which is your direct line. Okay. So now let's go into our family search. Actually, no, let's go into our ancestry. Let's go into our ancestry, and we've got Cora here. And as you can see, my ancestry has got more names than my family search does. So this is another reason why the system works really well. Okay, let's go into James and see what records we have on him. And as you can see, we have more records in our ancestry than we have in my family search. Okay, and one really great thing about Ancestry is they have got some really cool tools. You can print off a brief history of the person. That has the sources, what's listed on there, kind of like your index page, like you would put in your throwing binder, but this way we're going to just save it as a PDF again. And we are going to put it in, make sure we've got the right person at the top there. Okay, so we've got, and this would be one of the things that I kind of put at the front of my binder. And so I'm just going to put a 1. Just put a 1 and then storyline. Ancestry has got some really great tools that you can use for their lifeline and their history and their story, and we'll go in and add one of those too. You can add photos, anything you want in here, and this just makes this organization so easy. So we're going to put in here number 1 to kind of put it at the top, storyline, last name, first name, and then where we get it from. Ancestry.com, and that's it. Okay, so we're going to save that, and we can go in each one of these records and add them as well. Like I was saying earlier, Ancestry's got these great reports, and this life story is awesome. It tells where he was born, where he was married, where he died. It gives a history. It tells about when his brothers were born and died, his mom and dad were born and died. It tells about a history of what's going on in the time, where he lived. Anyways, I really like to have these in my binder, and so I am going to actually not print this, I'm going to save this into his timeline as well. So we're going to go in here, make sure we're in the right one here, James West. If you're working with a lot of different people, just double check at the top of that file folder to make sure you have the right person. And this is another thing that would be kind of at the top of my binder, so that's why I'd put it in as a number 1 again. And this is a life story of James West, and I'm putting this in backwards. I'll have to fix it later. So lifeline and history, because it does give a history, and this is one of my favorite things to have in my binder. It's kind of a new report that Ancestry's done, and it's just awesome. Okay, and where it's from, save it. Okay, so we have showed you how to get your folder started, how to get everything going. We've showed you how to add children, how to add documents, how to label the documents, and we've showed you how to implement this binder system. And I hope you have enjoyed learning with us. We've showed you how to put the children in, and the binder system works great and it's fantastic, but the more I use this, the more I'm really liking the digital as well. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for visiting, and this was Dion with ddmillercreative.com. Have a great week. Thank you so much.